I am extremely excited to have this marvelous lady on with me tonight. You know her from the 1985 hit movie The Color Purple as character Suge. She will also be starring as Gabrielle Union's mother in the new hit TV sitcom Being Mary Jane. Please put your hands together for the phenomenal Academy Award-nominated veteran actress, Miss Margaret Avery. Oh, my Lord!
Thank you so much, and thank you, all you fans. You know, I'm laughing with joy because the film was so long ago, and I had generations of people telling me, oh, I loved you in Color Purple. I have these little 5-year-olds now.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
There are so many people. You know, what a blessing, you know, that to be known for something that I did almost 30 years ago. And it's a blessing because there's so many. Listen, JB, there are many. I can't even tell you how many talented African-American actors there are out there who never get the opportunity to show what a rich talent they have. Mm-hmm. I was just in Winston-Salem with the Black Theater Festival that happens every 2 years. There were some wonderful young people there with just doing marvelous work. And I mean, I could see that they've studied and they're not in it just for trying to become a celebrity or make a lot of money. They're in it because they love the work and they're doing the process of the work that makes you have longevity. You know, not just be a personality that gets a role and you do that same interpretation over and over, no matter how your character changes because you haven't studied. But I'm just so excited. And you know that this year, 4 African Americans went off with the Tonys in New York. New York stage, Courtney Vance, for Best Actor, and he was in the play with Tom Hanks, who was getting so much press out of it. But he went out with the Tony, and then we had our lovely Cicely Tyson to make Best Actress.
Yes, I remember that too. Mm-hmm.
And then with Pippin, we had a great star, and I'm sorry I don't remember her name, young, talented African-American actress who's done other things on Broadway. She won Best Actress in a Musical, and we had someone in Kinky Boots, that musical, to win Best Actor in a Musical. Wow. 4 slots. And we got a black president. How much more beautiful could that be?
I know. You are absolutely right, Miss Avery. But you know what? I have to say that, first of all, I can't believe I'm talking with you. But do you still find it interesting, as you mentioned earlier, that people are still talking about it to this day? And in particular, your character.
Well, we knew, all of us, the cast, Oprah and Whoopi and Danny Glover and Akufa Boussois and Willard Pugh, all of us knew that it was a very special project, and we just did it with love. I mean, none of us got any money other than Whoopi and Danny. I mean, we got so little money. Later on, after the movie was successful, I heard that the studio was so embarrassed that they paid us so little that they sent us a nice bonus. But it wasn't a film that Steven Spielberg, our director, thought would make money. The studio, and as a matter of fact, people were upset because he was a white director directing it. Well, that was how it got directed. Nobody else had the clout enough to direct it. And this is from the words of Quincy Jones, who took it to Steven Spielberg. But everybody, the pressure, we put it on ourselves. We wanted to please Alice Walker, our writer, not of the film, but of the book. And it was Steven Spielberg, our director's first real dramatic piece. It was my first A film. Fed you good food on the set. And you could do more than one take. I mean, you know, it was Sophia, Oprah's first film ever. And it was just a lot of things. And then it's like my last name was Avery, the same as the character Suge Avery.
Yes.
And then Oprah, her name spelled backwards was Harpo.
Harpo,
Yeah, I mean, there's all these little phenomenal, quirky things that we just knew we had something special. And even though we didn't get any awards, we knew that the cream always rises to the top, and the film is still popular and playing.
Yes, it is.
Just had someone to say to me the other day in the market. She says, I've seen the film over and over and over again, Miss Avery. She says, but every time I see it, I see something else that I didn't notice before. It was a blessing for me. I always say to people that I thank two people, Reuben Cannon, the casting person, for believing in me and pushing and letting me audition for the role for Steven Spielberg, and for Tina Turner, who was offered the role but turned it down.
I did not know that.
Yes, she turned it down. From what I understand, and this is hearsay, I don't know if it's just true, but I heard that she had said it was too close to her life, and she just didn't want to have to act that out.
Relive that, right.
Anyway, it's just a blessing.
We've seen entertainers from all genres come and go. How have you been able to stay in it for so long?
My trust in God, my faith. Number one, you need to be able to believe in something higher than yourself. Because we face a lot of rejection. And most of the time it has nothing to do with our talent, and we have no control over most of the time unless someone comes to you and says, oh, I want you to do this part, and they have the clout that you really they can see you through to do the part. Because a lot of times somebody might approach me and say, oh, I want you to do this, I have this film, but then the money people don't want me, they want somebody else. So, and on an audition, you never know why you didn't get it. Sometimes it's because somebody has a bigger name than you and they can't even act, but they have a popular music career, and you say, oh, and that's going to raise the network's ratings for that show. Or maybe the director knows somebody. You know, it could be his daughter or wife that wants to do that he's going to put in the role. Maybe she can't act, but he's got the clout. So for many, many years, you just don't know why you don't get something. So you have to have enough faith in yourself not to go home like I used to do and beat myself up. Oh, I should have read it this way, or why didn't I say this line that way? I just pray that I'm going to be the character as best I can be, and then once I read it, I let it go. My agent has called me many times and said, oh, you got a call back on, they want to see you again on what, such and such, and I say, what? Oh, you mean that thing I went out on? I have forgotten about it, because that's my belief. You do your best. I only beat myself up if I know I didn't do my best. I remember Michael Schultz. I had already worked with him on Which Way Is Up, and that's when Movies of the Week were popular, and he had called me in to read it with a white actress. She was going to be starring in this Movie of the Week, and I would be like her sidekick. And I didn't get the role, and it wasn't until 3 years later, Michael Schultz and I were sharing a limo together for some fundraiser or something, and he says, Margaret, you know why you didn't get that role? And I said, oh, no, why? He says, because the star thought you would be too strong. You would outshine her.
Really?
So, and that happens not only with white actresses that I've auditioned with, but black too. So, you just have to have trust in God and faith that somebody's going to like you and accept you and hire you for you. Don't change who you are, what you are. A lot of times I've lost roles because the whites were in the decision making. If they want a black actress to play a mother, you got to be a little overweight. They see us differently. They see us aging with a lot of wrinkles and all of that stuff. We don't age the way they age.
Right.
And a lot of times they don't want to see an attractive woman. That's why a Cosby Show I just thought was so fabulous, because the kids were all different colors, and the wife is attractive, and they're intelligent. They're not having to split their verbs and to be funny or anything. You can act like you got some sense. I've even had my manager to call me and say, Margaret, will you listen to this? It was a casting director that they had spoken to after I had auditioned. And this is after The Color Purple now, because the casting person said, well, we love Margaret in The Color Purple, but we need someone who can speak good English.
Wow.
Fans, did you hear that? I mean, you can't, as a black actress, be acting. Meryl Streep can get up there and do whatever she wants, do all kinds of dialects and whatever, and they don't think that that's how she speaks. I should write a book about this stuff.
I think you should.
That's why I say you have to love, fans, if you're listening, love what you're doing, because none of it, whatever you do, is not easy anymore.
And, I have to ask you this. What is your secret? You look absolutely gorgeous at your age, and I'm not calling you old by any means. No.
Oh, well, please do, because when I go on the set, everybody, Miss Avery, would you like this? And what can I do, Miss Avery? And Miss Avery, and I'm thinking, in The Color Purple, when Whoopi's character Celie says "ma'am" to me, my line, I think I'm in the bathtub and she's combing my hair or doing something, and she says, "Ma'am," and I said, "Don't ma'am me, I ain't that."
I remember that, yes. Yeah. I remember that, absolutely.
So now people start saying, Miss Avery, Miss, and I started out a few years ago saying, no, just call me Margaret. Oh, and they said, no, Miss Avery. And then I was thinking, well, damn, I'm not that old. And I look around, and I say, a little voice says, yes, you are. I mean, when you're on the set with people who are 30 and 40 years younger than you, you have to accept the fact that I've gotten a little older.
You've got well, Miss Avery, I have to say you look absolutely gorgeous at your age. Now, I know they say black don't crack, but what is?
It's cracking, baby. It's cracking. It's cracking when you walk and your thighs are still moving, and you have to pull up your dress and say stop.
Oh my gosh! Okay, but aside from that, how are you keeping yourself looking amazingly beautiful?
I have to say it's just really my ancestors. My great grandfather. I did my genealogy when I was working on my master's years ago, and I found out that I think it was my great great grandfather was a full-blooded Choctaw Indian, and so I have a lot of Indian in me. And I think that helps with the bone structure. Very, but that's really scares me. I don't want to be known as being an attractive actor. I want to be known as being really good. When your looks fade you're still out there doing the work, and people aren't saying, "Damn, look what happened to her." Well, yeah. This is the process.
It happens, right?
Absolutely.
August 29th was Michael Jackson's birthday, and you were in the Jacksons and American Dream. What is your ultimate Michael Jackson favorite memory?
My favorite is there was a kind of a producer's party or something that one of the producers gave the cast after we had wrapped, and it was in a cheeky poo area of Beverly Hills, maybe Bel Air or somewhere. And I had brought my daughter Aisha, who was only about 12 at that time. And Aisha, I'm sorry to tell your age. So and so I was looking for her because I had a singing engagement, and we had to leave. And so I went upstairs to where they said where all the kids were. And I opened the door, and in this huge Bel Air bedroom for their daughter, I mean, some people's apartments aren't that big. and all the kids were there, and Michael was standing in his, that costume attire that he used to wear. It looked like he was kind of a majorette or something.
Yeah,
but very, very nice, very tasteful. And he was standing up in the middle of all of them, leaning against the wall. And I said, "Oh, hi, Michael." And he says, "Hi." And it was like this little voice, and he sounded so vulnerable and so childlike. And I just then saw him in a total different light. Because the more I heard about him from people who knew him personally, the more I could empathize with him, that even though he was a shrewd businessman, having to be isolated all the time, away from people, I could see that he could be very vulnerable, and people take advantage of him.
Wow.
And my worst Michael Jackson moment is when people thought that he had really abused this young boy. And then he goes through all of that, the trial, and canceling all his concerts in Europe to do that trial. And then years later, the boy says that it was never true.
Yeah.
And but you never got the headlines of that.
Oh, no, of course not.
Never. And I was so hurt for him, and they say that just took all the spirit out of him.
You are currently involved in 2 projects that I know of. Of course, one being Mary Jane. You playing the mother of Miss
oh my
Gabrielle
God,
Union.
She's so beautiful, and I thought, oh my God, my daughter is so beautiful. That means I have to keep my shape together, So you asked me, how do you do it now? It's like pressure. I look at her and I say, damn, I never looked that good.
Oh, no.
No, she is so gorgeous and so professional. I love that about her.
Tell us about your character. I know you're playing the mother, and your character's name is Helen Patterson. And I know that you're battling lupus. Your character is.
Yes, the character has lupus. I'm hoping that we can become more aware of it, and maybe there might be some organizations that are raising funds for it, because it's a serious thing. With my character, with being Mary Jane, it does come in and out of the episodes with me. A couple episodes you don't see it as much, but the common thread that I'm playing for the lupus trait is exhaustion. You really do feel fatigue, and it affects people differently, the disease. So I've chosen fatigue and coughing, involuntary coughing. And so that's what you'll see. And I'm just hoping, I don't want the beads, Tia, I don't want them to kill my character off. So people write in and say, you keep Suge. The family needs a mama.
That's true, especially from reading on Mary Jane's character, she definitely going to have a mom around.
Right. So fans, you support me now.
There you go.
Because ain't nobody people in Hollywood ain't looking to give us this age work. They want to put us out to pasture. But no, I want to keep giving milk, honey. Don't put me out to pasture.
I love it.
The fans are going to enjoy this series because, and I hope that, we have 8 episodes in the can, so I'm talking about the future, what's going to be written in the future. So right now we're dealing with teen pregnancy and infidelity and adultery and all kinds of things are coming up. It's really revealing life. It's the first drama series that BET has done. So they're excited about it. So it's good to have the network excited about it. But it's even better for the fans to be excited about
yes,
it. Because
absolutely.
it's a lot of shows that I thought were good and then got canceled. So
wow.
fans, if you love the show, please keep, letting BET know that you like the show and you like the quality, and please don't let the quality go
like
down.
That.
Yeah.
Seeing Mary Jane will premiere January of next year, 2014, and I am looking forward to seeing that. And so tell us about this movie also that you just, is it that you just finished or you're actually working on right now?
The movie, I just finished it. Yes, it was a Nigerian film. The best thing about it for me is, as the actor, is that I had to learn a Nigerian accent, which I was glad. I think all actors should have some dialects under their belt that you can pull out. It's nice. The nature of the film was about women's issues. Now, it took place in a little village in Nigeria, and a lot of villages, they're still behind in education, and they're going by their cultural beliefs of centuries, and they're believing in curses and stuff like that. And so this particular film is about what's happening still in Nigeria, and that's that, it's a Muslim country, and they believe in having more than one wife, which, that's okay. However, some of the wives now are like 9, 10, 11 years old. Can you believe it?
Oh, my gosh.
So when you have a man marrying a child at that age, because they believe that as soon as a young girl menstruates, then she can give birth. That's why she's menstruating. Her body is ready, but it's not ready. The pelvic area for most young girls that age is not developed enough to have a natural childbirth. They really need a cesarean. But the village people, they don't believe that cutting out a baby is good.
Wow.
So they force the child to have this baby through natural causes, and if they survive childbirth, they're practically ripped apart down there. Now they can't hold their urine or their feces. And so they're constantly going to the bathroom on themselves, and they stink. So the village people say that they're cursed. They have a curse now, and they ostracize them and isolate them, put them in another area of the village, and they can't mingle with the village people. Their the parents disown them, and the men of the village have the right to go in and have their way with them. So I mean, I say if anybody sees this film, to make them aware of what's happening, and hopefully in Nigeria that they can go in and change or educate these people about this situation, because we think we live under horrible conditions, but it always seems to be that there's somebody worse off. The star is a Nigerian rap singer, Akon, I believe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, do you know him?
Yes, Akon, yes. I did not know he was in the movie.
Yes.
When is it going to be released, or when will we know?
Well, I've got to talk to them. I was giving them a chance to, the immediate business on, and then I'm going to talk to them about what the release is, and maybe I can come back on and let you know.
Yes, I would love to have you back on. With your incredible tenure in the entertainment industry, give us some words of wisdom that we should all live by as future entertainers embark on their careers.
Not let greed get in the way of your decisions. Greed, fear, that's negative too. But of course, if you are educated and have faith in God and are willing to work hard, I think that's really important, because there are times when I know God carried me. I truly believe in footsteps in the sand, that there were times where it was just God's steps there, because he carried me. And I think so many actors fall into the pitfall of narcotics and these other pitfalls, what would the drinking and all that. That's a I don't know if it's pain or fear that they're covering up, but I get my strength from God. I think it's very important. Now, God can't do the hard work for you. You have to do that.
That's true. That's true.
You can't just sit back and say, well, God will take care of me. God gave you the brains to figure it out. And my belief is God won't do for me what I can do for myself. It's after I feel that I've done everything that I can, that I know what to do and that I've tried, and that's when I turn it over to God.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Miss Avery, I have to say, I am so happy to have had you on tonight.
We have had so much fun.
We did. I am just in awe right now.
I love talking to you because it's better than cleaning up my house.